I respect his candor, his honesty, the fact that he feels the way that he feels. I think that champions are made of that kind of disgust. But it still requires a follow-through. And the follow-through is accepting the responsibility that comes along with being a superstar of his caliber. Kevin Durant is not a star. He's box office. He is a superstar. He is a dude that on a bad night is better than 99% of this league. He's that legit. But if he's not careful, it's going to be a long time before he wins a championship. I don't like agreeing with Skip Bayless. Uh-oh. We all know that.
Yeah, we don't do
okay?
That. Yeah.
And I specifically,
we don't know.
And I specifically don't agree with the things that he says for the most part about Russell Westbrook. Because I think there's a level of respect that needs to be given to a guy that I believe to be, with the injured Derrick Rose on the sidelines, the most athletic point guard in the NBA and one of the top 2 most athletic point guards in NBA history. But he ain't Oklahoma City's best player. That would happen to be Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is an assassin. He's a sharpshooter.
Sure.
He's a marksman. And you have to get it done. We called LeBron on it. We're mentioning about it with Melo. Well, Kevin Durant has been knocking at the door, knocking at the door, knocking at the door. And a legitimate argument could be made with his elite status and his level of proficiency, especially evidenced by him averaging 30 on better than 50% shooting in the NBA Finals. We know that if this dude steps up and says, "The hell with everybody, give me the rock and move out the way,"
right,
that this dude can deliver the goods. Deliver it. He's not, he's knocking on the door. He gets there. But there always seems to be somebody standing in his way. Years ago, it was Nowitzki or Kobe. Kobe in the first round, Nowitzki in the conference finals, LeBron last year in the NBA Finals.
Heck,
this year,
O.J. Mayo in
that's right.
NCAA playoff.
That's right. This year,
yeah,
it's Westbrook. He's on far too many occasions, he has deferred. That is unacceptable. Yeah. Kevin Durant cannot defer. Kevin Durant needs to be deferred to.
He needs to be a cleaner.
Stephen A. Smith, I'm going to remind you, I have sat in this chair since Kevin Durant was a freshman at the University of Texas and said, this is it. This is the next great player. I called it when he was at Texas, and I said, he's my favorite player to watch in all of basketball. He's going to lead the NBA in scoring. Some people laughed at me, and he has now led it 3 times and could have led it 4 if he had chosen to do so this year. But Stephen A., as you know, I've spent much of this year trying to psychoanalyze this new Kevin Durant, this not nice Kevin Durant. And I'm failing, Stephen A., because I can't figure him out. I hear what he just said, that he's sick and tired of being second. But as you say, he needs to now walk the talk. Actions speak, words don't speak. I don't care what words are flashed up on the cover of Sports Illustrated. I care what I see tonight when they play the Houston Rockets, what I have seen all year. I saw Russell Westbrook take 102 more shots this regular season than the best player in pro basketball, Kevin Durant. Why is that? Why would he defer and say, you be the go-to guy? I'm going to go to the top, Stephen A. Smith. You covered Michael Jordan, as did I. Did Michael Jordan ever say, we're better if Scottie Pippen takes more shots than I? No! That would have been laughable. That would have been blasphemous to Michael Jordan. And I don't have the number in front of me, but he took thousands and thousands more shots. It was laughable how many more shots he took than Scottie Pippen took. Now, as you say, the operative word here is deferred. Kevin is deferring to Russell Westbrook. He deferred to Carmelo in the scoring race. There was a point about a month ago, he said, you know what? I don't want it. And I thought, well, maybe this is a different guy who wants to spread his game out, be a little more all-around, be a little more LeBron-esque, and say, I don't want a scoring title, I want an NBA title.
Exactly.
I like that.
That could have been it.
But again, you're deferring. And Stephen A., on his own team, he's saying he's the go-to guy now. He's the face of this team. He's got all the crazy post-game attire. He's the star of the franchise. Well, he does. And Kevin seems completely okay with that, way to a fault. Because at a time he's saying, I need to assert myself, he's conceding everywhere in his life. And he even conceded again, and I know I took him to task, and you thought I way over-exaggerated and overreacted, but he again worked out with LeBron in the offseason. And people far smarter than I have said, boy, that does give LeBron some advantage if they go head-to-head in the NBA Finals, because you know the nuances of his game. You know the sort of psychological weakness that you might have here that you could attack on Kevin Durant. You could say it could be the other way around. But I think right now LeBron is in the power position. And again, they worked out together in the offseason. So I'm saying you're deferring, you're deferring, you're deferring. You're not saying I'm the man. Sure. You're saying LeBron's still the man, and Russell's the man, and Carmelo's the man, and you're second, Stephen A. I don't want you to be second. I want you to be first. I want you to act like you're first. Show me action first. Take over. That's all I want to see.
I think he hates losing now more than ever. I believe him. And more importantly, I trust him. But I keep going back to Miami. Skip, 60% shooting, 36 points in game one. 54% shooting, 32 points in game two.
Who won that game?
Miami.
Yes.
57%, 25 points in game three. How do you only have 25 points and you shot 57%? That means you only took 19 shots. He made 11. Why wouldn't you take 29 shots?
He's the most efficient scorer we've ever seen in the league.
You got the bad game for him, Skip. He had 28 points on 47% shooting. That was his worst game in the finals.
Understand.
And then he hit 54%, 32 points. I'm just sitting there and I'm looking at him and I'm like, yeah, you should be tired of coming in second. Because these numbers, this man averaged 28.5 points a game throughout the entire playoffs last year on 51% shooting from the field. You should be tired of losing because guys with those numbers and that level of proficiency, hitting at least one of every 2 shots you take, why are you deferring to anybody?
Anybody.
To anybody.
Do you think it's in his
That's
makeup
the point.
because he's so nice, and then you have this not so nice campaign?
I don't know. I've seen him some nights. That assassin word that you used.
Yeah.
Every once in a while, I see a glimpse of it.
Here's what Kevin Durant needs to understand. LeBron James has turned into an assassin. People, you can sit there and act like you don't know. LeBron James has turned into an assassin. He's not looking for D. Wade and others to come to the rescue. He will close the deal himself. He don't care whether it's late in the fourth quarter, early in the fourth quarter, or by halftime. Whatever it takes to demoralize you. LeBron James is growing more and more heartless the more he tastes winning. And at some point in time, Kevin Durant needs to understand, LeBron James ain't 34 like Kobe in his 17th season.
Yep.
He's 28. LeBron's not going anywhere for a while.
Got a minute.
So guess what? No. In order for Kevin Durant to sit there and eclipse this dude, Kevin Durant literally might need to get a lot more like Westbrook.